Turner, the immigration barrister at Imperial Chambers. Good morning. I hope you've had a good week so far. It's been busy for me, what with the Court of Appeal last week being somewhat draining. I thought long and hard about this broadcast as it's been an issue that's troubled me for many years. In fact, from the very start of doing direct access work, but I've shied away from speaking about it for fear of stoking an unnecessary controversy. However, I feel now the time is right to speak out. It's about poor representation. Now, you may think there is nothing new in poor representation. It's been going on for years and will probably continue. However, what has caused me to finally speak on this issue was the exceptionally poor preparation of the case I did recently. It was a very simple TOEIC case, a case that had I done from scratch, I would have been confident winning or had a good chance of winning. The case came by way of a solicitor. As I mentioned, it was an easily winnable case, or the type that was winnable. But the bundle and standard of preparation was appalling. The bundle was missing obvious items. The witness statement was written in extremely poor English. Probably not that would have passed the TOEIC exam. And it missed all the relevant points. The underlying issue is perhaps controversial. It's one that the SRA, Solicitors Regulatory Authority, appear to be addressing. The problem, put very shortly, is that until very recently, it was relatively straightforward from a lawyer who qualified in another country, often a Commonwealth country, to transfer and practice in the United Kingdom, which allowed a lot of Commonwealth lawyers a number of exemptions, which meant that they were not subject to the rigours of a British law degree, the bar vocational course, the BPTC as it is now known, pupillage, or a 2-year training contract with a firm of solicitors. The effect of this was that a number of lawyers who had obtained exemptions, who had qualified abroad, were fairly easily able to move to the UK and to be entered onto the role of solicitors. Some of these lawyers are excellent, some are good friends, some I've worked with for many years. Were this the case across the board, all will be well. Unfortunately, and the recent case was by no means unique, and talking to other barristers they have also noted that divergence in quality and representatives. The example I'm going to give may sound extreme, but is true. Many years ago I was approached by a client from a Commonwealth country with a valid practicing certificate but had no immigration status. He'd fallen foul of the Tier 1 rules at the time. What was shocking was that his English was so appalling he would have struggled even to cheat at a TOEIC test. I doubt he would have even been able to pay a proxy. It wasn't a matter of accent. I've been doing this work for years. It was a case of him not even having a basic command of the English language. It was at the level of perhaps ordering a meal. If that was not bad enough, he then produced his submissions. He prepared his paperwork, his grounds, explaining why the decision was wrong. Quality of the English was dreadful. Quite frankly, I would have expected better of a 10-year-old. I read it, I tried to reread it, the words were all over the place, it didn't make any sense. And then he produced his final piece, the practicing certificate, the same sort of practicing certificate that I've struggled and worked hard to achieve. This was perhaps the most extreme example of those who are definitely not qualified to practice, let alone work in my field to an acceptable standard, let alone an excellent one. Since the earlier methods of transfer were introduced by the SRA have tightened things up. I believe with the test of some 188 multiple choice questions and practical exams, including, thankfully, writing. I understand further changes may be on their way, and indeed anything that raises the standard of the profession is to be applauded. As I mentioned at the beginning, there are many foreign qualified lawyers who are excellent. They bring to the United Kingdom experience of other countries and jurisdictions, and combined with the UK experience make for excellent representatives. Unfortunately, there are also those who exploit their own communities, provide inadequate work, and to me have slipped through the net and provide hopeless advice, badly written statements, incomplete bundles, applications and appeals that are bound to and invariably fail. I know this as I've seen it firsthand. I've had extensive experience of it. I've spoken to other barristers about it. They shared the same concerns. Hopefully the regulatory bodies are sorting this out, but there exist a number of people that have slipped through the net and continue to practice, and I would say do no more than prey on their own communities, perhaps by virtue of having a similar cultural background. Remember, you are the client. You are the person paying your hard-earned money. You deserve the best representation that you can afford. You deserve your case to be put in a comprehensive manner, with a statement that is written in proper English, with a bundle that contains the relevant documents. You do not deserve a 15-page bundle written that contains the notice of hearing, a witness statement and the refusal letter, which is what I've seen in one case recently. And God alone knows what the client was charged for that work. Not surprisingly, the appeal failed. As I say, you are the client. Please go for the best. I'm sorry if this has been somewhat controversial. It's been preying on my mind for a long time, but I think there are a number of rogue practitioners out there who are doing a grave disservice not only to the profession but also, more importantly, to clients. If you have an immigration problem, or you have a family problem, or you just want to discuss a matter, please get in touch with Imperium Chambers on 0207 242 3488 or at Clerks at Imperium Chambers. This has been Paul Turner, the immigration barrister at Imperium Chambers.